When a city collapses, the people who survive aren't the strongest, the fastest, or the most prepared on paper. They're the ones nobody notices. In the early stages of collapse, most people do the exact opposite of what keeps them alive. They move too much. They make noise. They search for supplies in public. They try to look normal in a world that no longer is, and that's how they get seen. Visibility is the real currency of danger. The more visible you are, the more attention you attract. And attention, in a collapsed city, is never neutral. It's a liability. The mistake most people make is assuming danger looks obvious. Armed gangs, fires, sirens, screaming crowds. But real danger doesn't announce itself. It watches. It waits. It selects. And selection begins with visibility. In a functioning society, being visible is harmless. In a broken one, visibility is information. It tells people you exist, that you have resources, that you're active, that you're worth observing. The goal isn't to disappear like a movie character. You're not turning invisible. You're lowering your signal below the threshold where attention locks onto you. Think of the city as a system that suddenly lost its filters. Normally, cameras, police, lighting, traffic, noise, and social norms keep behavior predictable. When those systems fail, humans become the sensors, and humans notice anomalies. Your job is to stop being one. The first rule of staying invisible is understanding what draws attention. Movement draws attention. Light draws attention. Sound draws attention. Patterns draw attention. Most people focus on gear, clothing, camouflage, equipment. That's secondary. In an urban collapse, behavior is more visible than appearance. The loudest signal you broadcast is movement. People who survive move less. They don't wander. They don't check things out. They don't go looking for updates. Every unnecessary step increases exposure. Every trip outside creates a data point. Someone sees you leave. Someone sees you return. Someone notes the time. Patterns form faster than you think. If you leave every morning and return every evening, you've already given away a schedule. If you go out every time there's noise, you've revealed curiosity. If you rush to stores or distribution points, you've put yourself into crowds where attention compounds. Invisibility begins with stillness. That doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing only what matters, quietly, at irregular intervals, with intent. Light is the second killer. At night, a single light source is a beacon. In a blackout city, light doesn't mean safety. It means resources. It means batteries. It means fuel. It means food. It means someone has something worth taking. Candles, lanterns, flashlights, all of them leak light through windows, cracks, curtains. Even a phone screen glows like a signal flare in total darkness. People underestimate how far light travels when everything else is black. The safest light is no light. The second safest is light you can fully contain. Covered windows, no backlighting, no silhouettes. If someone outside can see your movement inside, you've already failed. Sound works the same way. Cities amplify noise. Footsteps echo, doors slam, conversations carry. Music travels blocks farther than you think when ambient noise disappears. Generators are the worst offenders. They solve one problem and create 10 others. A generator announces your location, your resources, and your value to anyone listening. It also attracts people you don't want, including those who plan to take what it powers. If you run a generator, you're no longer invisible. You've chosen comfort over concealment. In early collapse, comfort gets people killed. Sound discipline means controlling not just volume, but rhythm. Repetitive noises create patterns. Patterns get noticed. Random, brief, infrequent sounds blend into chaos. Continuous noise becomes a target. The third visibility trap is routine. Humans are pattern recognition machines. In a collapsed city, that instinct sharpens. People watch who comes and goes, who's active, who's conserving, who's desperate. If you move at the same times each day, you're predictable. If you cook at the same hour, you're predictable. If you take trash out on a schedule, you're predictable. Predictability is visibility stretched over time. The invisible person is inconsistent by design. They vary routines. They delay tasks. They compress activity into short windows. They leave no reliable rhythm for observers to latch onto. That doesn't mean acting erratic. It means refusing to be legible. Now here's the uncomfortable part. Trying to look normal is often the most dangerous behavior of all. Normal behavior stands out when normality collapses. If most people are panicking, calm looks suspicious. If most people are hiding, activity looks suspicious. If most people are desperate, stability looks valuable. In collapse scenarios, appearing unaffected can mark you as resource-rich. And resource-rich people attract attention faster than desperate ones. This is why invisibility isn't about projecting strength or confidence. It's about projecting insignificance. The goal is not to look powerful. The goal is to look irrelevant. That includes your home. An invisible home doesn't look abandoned, and it doesn't look fortified. Both attract attention. It looks boring, unremarkable, low value, no lights, no noise, no visible stockpiles, no constant movement. Blinds closed, windows dark, exterior unchanged. The worst thing you can do is advertise preparedness. In collapse, preparedness signals wealth. Wealth signals opportunity. Opportunity signals risk. People who survive understand that secrecy outperforms readiness when systems fail. The fourth layer of invisibility is social. People assume invisibility means isolation. That's wrong. Total isolation makes you noticeable in its own way. Empty homes stand out. Silent houses get tested. The safest position is quiet integration, knowing neighbors, exchanging minimal information, sharing watch duties without advertising supplies, creating mutual awareness without creating dependency. You don't want to be the lone outlier, and you don't want to be the leader. Leaders attract followers. Followers attract attention. Attention attracts conflict. The invisible person lets others talk, lets others lead, lets others draw focus. They stay close enough to benefit from awareness, far enough to avoid spotlight. Now, let's talk about movement through the city. If you have to move, timing matters more than distance. Early morning and late afternoon create silhouettes. Midday creates visibility. Night creates contrast. None are ideal. Movement during environmental noise, wind, rain, distant activity, masks presence. Movement during stillness amplifies it. The goal is not speed, it's blending. Walking with purpose draws attention. Walking aimlessly draws suspicion. Standing still draws observation. The safest movement looks forgettable. No urgency, no scanning, no hesitation, and never move with visible resources. Carrying supplies advertises success. Carrying nothing advertises insignificance. People who get intercepted are rarely attacked for who they are. They're attacked for what they carry. Finally, understand this. Invisibility isn't permanent. It's temporary positioning. The goal is not to hide forever. It's to survive the period when society is most unstable, when rules are unclear, enforcement is inconsistent, and desperation is rising. That window is when most casualties occur. Later, systems reform. Order returns in fragments. Visibility becomes less dangerous again. But early collapse is a selection phase. Invisibility is how selection happens. Those who survive aren't braver. They aren't stronger. They aren't better equipped. They're quieter. They move less. They say less. They let others reveal themselves first. If you remember nothing else, remember this. In a collapsed city, survival isn't about being ready to fight. It's about never giving anyone a reason to notice you in the first place. This is the collapse log. And sometimes, the smartest move is to disappear in plain sight.